Hi, and welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. My name is Jorge Ledesma, the Ed Tech Director, and I'm here to share with you a quick tip that's going to help make your life just a little bit easier. Today, we're going to go over how to make sure students are getting our messages on Teams and how to draw their attention to important messages, which is so important, especially right now going into finals. So let's get started. Finals are just around the corner, and that means review activities, study guides, and of course, work deadlines. So we want to make sure that we communicate with our students and we draw attention to important messages. So I'm going to go over some tips and tricks for you to do that. Now, one of the first tips I want to share with you is to change the formatting of your messages and your posts in Teams. So here I have a channel called Final Review, which I created, and I'm going to make a post. I'm going to click on New Conversation, and I'm going to click on the little A button right below the chat box that says Format. That's going to give me a whole range of options, and then I can edit the formatting of my message in order to call attention to this message. Now, if we send the same type of messages over and over again, what happens is students might assume they read a message because it looks like a previous one. And so we really want to make sure that they're paying attention and drawing their attention in. It's a good idea that you change the colors. And you can do that by clicking on the highlighter, which will highlight everything in a particular color. Or you can even change the font color, which changes the actual text. And if you use different colors, that's certainly going to grab the attention of students. Now let's go a step further and let's create another message. And this time again, I will click on the formatting option, and I'm going to use the exclamation point, which is one of the options that I have in my toolbar here. If I click on that, it's going to mark this message as important. So you can go ahead and type in a subject, and then I can go ahead and send this message. And now it's going to appear in red with an exclamation point, little icon, little exclamation point there. And it will also give students an exclamation point when they open up your Teams next to the channel where they will find this message. You can also use this when you're chatting individually with a student. Now here I'm chatting with Carissa Eagle, and right below the chat box, you will see that I have that formatting A little icon there. And I can do that. I can use that to change the colors and use the formatting tools that I have available. But the exclamation point is actually located next to the formatting button. And if I click on that, it's going to give me three options. I can send the message as usual, or I can mark it important, which is similar to what we did earlier on our post. So just puts an exclamation point next to the message, and then when the student looks at their chat list, there will be an exclamation point there as well, so that will draw their attention. But if you notice, there's an additional option when I click on that exclamation point called urgent, and this is going to notify the student every 2 minutes for 20 minutes. So this is if I really wanted to get a hold of the student, they were not responding, I can use the urgent button to send them a message, and they will keep getting notified every 2 minutes for 20 minutes until they view the message. Going back to our final review channel here, I can also make an announcement. So if I click on the A for formatting, and then I click under New Conversation, I can select an announcement instead, and that's going to allow me to have a banner. And then I can even select an illustration, an image, or upload my own, and I can use an image to call attention again to something important. So I want to make sure it's clear that when you mark a message important, the way that I did with this message, test tomorrow, study, students will not get a pop-up notification. Instead, they will see an exclamation point next to the channel name. Now, if you really want to make sure that students are notified of messages that you post and that they don't miss them, I would make sure that any message that you make, whether it's marked important, whether it's an announcement, that you're including mentions. And you do a mention by using the @ symbol, and then you type in the name of the student that you want to mention, or if you want, and you know that you've mentioned them because their name will pop up in purple the way that it did here. Or if you want, you can notify the entire class of something by typing the @ symbol and then the name of the class. And then if you do that, if you add that to your announcements, if you add that to your messages, replies, students will get a pop-up notification, and when they open up their Teams, they will also see they have a little bell that says activity. You do too. It'll be posted in there, drawing their attention to the specific message. So best practices for making sure students are receiving messages is to include mentions in your messages. And one additional benefit to using mentions is anybody you mentioned, whether it's a class or a student, they will receive an email letting them know that they've been mentioned, and that email will redirect them to the message. So it's an additional way of getting their attention. Well, I hope you found this helpful. I'm praying for all of you during finals week, hoping the end of the year goes smoothly for you. As always, here to help. Please reach out if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.